but good thing we have the basement board mold resistant. No mold for you guys. Jason will not have mold in his house. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Setup Addicts episode number 3. I do appreciate you coming back and watching the video, giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. Yeah, no, that's really annoying. I hate when people ask to subscribe to the channel before even watching. So you know what? If you make it through the episode and you feel like the content was worth it, then go ahead and subscribe. But if not, it's totally cool. With that said, let's hop into the first setup of the day, submitted by Ryan. Now, Ryan, who's 31, has been on the show many times before. He uses the setup for gaming, work, and mindless web searching, which I think is really what most of us do in life. He said he's been a fan of the show for a while and he's glad that I'm back. He changed it up a bit with some of my recommendations and he's hoping to get that perfect 100 because last time he was on, he got a 96. Now, here's something interesting. On Setup Addicts, yeah, people know it's very, very, very similar to Pimp My Setup, and that's the whole idea. It's just a rebranding. But one thing I decided to do was get rid of scores altogether because it just kind of took away from the fun. People were a little too butthurt if I hadn't given them 2 points here. And Ryan's not one of those people. I'm not saying that. There's a lot of people that are like, really? You had to give me a 98? It's like, bro, not everybody can have 100. I'm sorry you think that the 8 that I gave you in this category should have been a 9, but at the end of the day, it is literally like, whose line is it anyway? It's a show where the points don't matter. I am literally a person sitting in a room looking at pictures of setups. I have no value to give you other than what I think is good. So with that said, Ryan, you have 100 in my heart. There you go. Congratulations. But again, does it really mean anything? God, no. I mean, look at me. Not much is worth anything from me. That's not even English. But anyways, taking a look at this setup, this is gonna, blow your mind if you haven't seen it before. It just has so much attention to detail. Seriously, you look at everything from the controllers to whatever this is, which by the way, if you want to check it out, setupaddicts.com/EP3EP3. I have a link to everything featured, and I even have a link to this. So if you want this, go for it. You can get it. But I mean, just look how clean the desktop is, out of sight, out of mind. He's got a fidget cube, so that's something that makes sense to have there. But other than that, everything on his desk is something that has literal purpose. Now, if it's not something he uses on a daily basis, he obviously removed it from his desk. Underneath, cable management. Can I get goddamn in the chat? Because that is like, that right there that is amazing. That looks so good. And I should mention, he is on an IKEA Linmon. So that desk is notorious for it's not wood. It's just like cardboard. It's like paper. If you've ever seen the inside of a Linmon, it's literally like nothing. So the fact that he was able to really mount stuff to the bottom and make it look so neat, that's actually pretty good. Like, it's not an easy desk to work with. And that's why his monitors aren't, they are actually on the desk, but they're not clamped to the desk because that is going to cause an issue with a Linmon. So I like how he utilized a very, very, very cheap desk and made it work perfectly. So if you're on a budget, this is achievable and it doesn't cost a lot of money to manage cables. So great job there. Now, one thing I want to know what you guys think in the comments and people watching live. Do you think that mini fridge is kind of not in the best spot in terms of usability, leg space? I could just see that being a problem when you're sitting there, especially when you're thick with 2 C's like me. My left leg would kind of be pretty annoyed. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, obviously it's not the end of the world for him. He obviously has had it set up for a long time, so it's probably not bad for him, but that's just something I would say. And someone said in the chat, I like it there. Yeah, I totally agree. It does look cool there. But when you're sitting there looking cool versus actually being able to comfortably use your setup is a big difference. But he also has this setup over here, which that's one thing I will say. He has an awesome setup. I'm not taking away from it, but what's exciting for him is that he has a lot of things to upgrade in the future, mainly in the screen department. So this TV, picture a nice thin bezel, 65 inch, bam. Oh baby, that would look good. The monitors, getting rid of those and getting something big, even like ultra wide or just, some high refresh rate, sexy thin bezel monitors and get rid of these fat mother bezels and stuff. Whoops, showed someone else's setup. Will make a huge difference, but that doesn't take away from how good his setup actually is. So much in terms of mounting things on the wall, Gundam, I don't know, Gundam things. I mean, it's cool. It's not my cup of tea, but it's his, and that's what makes it, you know, amazing. I just love how he really utilized all of the wall space without making it feel too cramped, which we've seen a lot. Like last episode, we saw that. Yeah, you could say these posters or whatever the roll things are a little much, but other than that, he really kind of kept things pretty simple. So I really like it. Awesome stuff here, Ryan, and I hope you feel like you got the 100 that you deserve. Congratulations. Next setup of the day, submitted by Joshua, who's 16. You set up for game, school, streaming, and photo editing. And this is very bare bones, but also it wasn't bare bones enough to where I was like, I'm not going to show it. But I will say this is riding that line. You know, he doesn't have anything on the walls and stuff like that. But I mean, you can see the HDR because we can see through the windows. I mean, real estate photography, guys, really, really something. But I love the simplicity of this one as well, because realistically speaking, this is another affordable budget setup. Obviously not talking about the lenses and stuff, but the desk itself is really very cheap. It's another Linmon, but it's a corner version. And, you know, you just got a simple shelf and that's it. Monitors, keyboard, you know, the very basic, slap it on a desk, call it a day, and that's that. But he does add a little bit to it with, you know, the things on. And here's the thing again. I'll say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. Displaying stuff from your PC is not really my favorite, because there's this crazy thing where you could be like, 1070 Ti, very cool. Oh, there it is. Like, you know, like, I don't like seeing boxes for things that are literally right there. He said that he's actually in the chat right now, which is why you should watch live on twitch.tv/swashin. He says that he doesn't have a place for the boxes right now. So yeah, down the road, it does make sense. Get rid of the boxes and utilize all of this space, including all the way in the corner over here where your GoPro and all that is, for cool stuff. Maybe not things that are like black and dark, only because it just kind of disappears. Like I didn't even know stuff was there, honestly. This is like the perfect spot for pop vinyls, Gundam, whatever. Things that are small pop of color. Actually, damn, I don't think I showed it. Oh, so this is what I was talking about. Sorry, I completely forgot to show this photo from Ryan, the previous setup. Look, this right here is by far my favorite photo out of all of the photos on his setup, because this shows personality to a whole nother level. Like first off, you know, I'm a big fan of Disney, Kingdom Hearts. Like, you know, this is pretty freaking cool, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, just everything from the 1-up box to the Master Chief. But my favorite also is the PlayStation. Like, that is so cool. And that's why, looking at this setup, imagine these sort of things popped into these shelves, the pop of color, blah, blah, blah. All that can make such a big difference. And I highly recommend that you look into that, Joshua. He did say he's not allowed to put holes in the wall. So, okay, interesting there. But there's still things you could do. You know, you could put stuff on a shelf and that can make a big difference. But as far as everything on the desk, I'm always the kind of guy, it's like, yeah, I wish the monitors would touch. But then again, it's like, look at this. God, where'd you get it from a dumpster? What the hell is this monitor to the left side? Just kidding. That's me being a bitch. And I understand people will complain about that. But realistically, with everything he has, he did an amazing job. The cable management, I mean, what the hell? Like, bro, I like cable management, but I wouldn't even go to this extent. This is a little too much for me, you know? So congratulations there for caring enough about your setup. But next time, a little bit of duct tape goes a long way. No, just kidding. Really though, awesome setup. And even though I don't like showing these night photos because people just get a hard on, like, I bought super night LEDs on Amazon for $20. But you know, yeah, here, awesome, great night shot. Although obviously it's not night. I mean, come on, you couldn't even make it night outside, dude. Jeez. But yeah, great setup. Next setup of the day, submitted by Francisco's 15. You set up for entertainment, gaming, and schoolwork. And man, 2 photos. That's all we got, and that's all you need. Taking a look at this again. We're seeing, this is not sponsored by IKEA, but IKEA, I mean, come on, you know, you could just give me $1 or $2 and I'll give you a little ad spot or something. But taking a look, another IKEA basic setup. And then we have, of course, the soundproof tiles that everyone just goes crazy over. Like, oh my God, my room now. I swear I'm in like an insane asylum because it's so quiet in here. But really, it's more for aesthetics, of course. And it does add a lot. Although I wish it was centered to the actual setup. And in a situation like this where you're only going to buy a 12 pack, how about like, you know, rotating it, kind of making it like a diamond triangle kind of shape, give it a little bit of something, you know. Otherwise, in this situation, I would, you know, I guess you love yourself a lot, but maybe, I don't know if that's you, but I don't know. I feel like just add another row or two, or what, a column. God, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I just think that is one important thing. But at the same time, you're kind of doing things a little bit different anyway, because you have a PC setup in addition to a console setup on the same desk. And this is where I'm just going to get kind of like annoying, and people, you say what you will, but the PC being there is a problem, because if you use your keyboard, your left hand is now up against the PC. I don't understand how that doesn't drive you mad. Also, if I'm playing at the Xbox, that Alex drawer is now annoying my right leg altogether. So I just feel like this whole setup is like, yeah, that's great. You were able to fit both of them at this table, but at the same time, are you kind of overdoing it in the sense that it's not really working that well? Why not go for monitor dead center, TV mounted directly above it, tilted down, bada bing, bada boom. You could spread out, have the PC there on display, still have the Xbox on top of your desk, spread out those pop vinyls, and bam. I don't know though. Of course, people do things the way they want to do them, and that's that. But that's just kind of how I look at things. Your cable management though is very nice. R2D2 is just looks a little depressed. I'm not gonna lie. I should probably let him roam around or do something. He looks like he wants to just die. But yeah, this setup is very straightforward. It seems like you just love sports and stuff, and that's great. You love Star Wars. I mean, it's not anything that's gonna blow your mind, but it is for 15. This is like next level. Congratulations. And Jesus Christ. Okay, too far. The next set of the day is funded by Jason, who's 18, who set up for gaming, homework, networking, photography, and more, and he hopes to get a new desk so he can do cable management. Well, Jason, I think that's the least of your worries, because from what I can see, this, again, not trying to be a hater here, I just think the potential is there, but you just kind of really missed. I don't want to know what that is, honestly. I don't think I want to know. So I'm just going to move on from that in particular, but at least it's festive for a holiday that happened 3-4 months ago. I don't know. Maybe this was taken a while back. I don't know. But at least there's no exposed cables or anything, because that could be bad if you just had cables like all over the place. I mean, if you did, I'd probably be a little worried. But it looks like he did a pretty good job there. Now, he did say in his thing that he wants to get a new desk. Now, I don't know if this is true, but did you so happen to take a tree and quite literally just piece that together? Because it does. I mean, it's not a bad looking desk. Some people actually go for that rustic look. I just think, yeah, the desk isn't really the right size or anything like that. But good thing we have the basement board, mold resistant. No mold for you guys. Jason will not have mold in his house. Thank you very much. And rain and thunderstorm sounds, crackling fireplace, 3 hours. Now, Jason, I'm not making fun of you, because I do like this, you know, I like calming sounds and stuff. I just find it funny looking at other people's rooms, especially when it is so, it's so real. This is probably one of the most real setups we've seen, definitely on Setup Addicts thus far. But I mean, this is how you live. You know, you were kicking back, having a call with the boys, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna send a video to that fat kid, or a photo to the fat kid, and this is what you did. So I don't know your fascination with trees or whatever, but you're kind of blocking the speaker a little bit. Desk, let's say that desk, you need a bigger desk, and hopefully you don't mind. I feel like I would mind sitting here and then like having the shelf literally to the left of me. I feel like that's a little close, but I don't know what the rest of the space is like. You have a lot of random things on display. I just kind of clean up a little bit. I don't know. Also, I don't know. This is very interesting, but at least your subwoofer is like 8 feet away from your desk, so you're fine. The next setup of the day is submitted by Connor, who's 28 years old. You set up for dual PC streaming, work programming, CNC machines, and CAD CAM software, editing, gaming, YouTube, you name it. Seems like this guy does it. He also said he knows that his theme is a little all over the place, but it's a workstation to me. So mainly I like having it a particular way where things are accessible and easy to reach, because theirs is where I make my living and spend my free time having fun. Colors are all over the place, but I like the whole RGB getup. Now, Connor, I completely agree. You don't need a single color. Yes, people will complain about the fact that your chair is red and you have blue soundproofing. But you know what? Yeah, you go for red and blue, America. Yeah, you, right? But really, looking at it, it looks like a basement, and compared to the other basement we were just looking at, I would hope that you have basement mold resistant. If you do, then this is a better setup by all means. But if you don't have that, then I'm going to the other setup. I'm just going to be honest here. Really though, looking at this is kind of like heaven for a streamer. I feel like there's so much that you can do down here, so much fun. And I'm already seeing some interesting things in the chat. So let's talk about it, okay? Here's another angle. Goddamn, I want to assume that's like a puppy that's just like in the phase of becoming ginormous. Man, I miss my dog. You guys didn't know my dog is dead, and I'm still sad about it. God damn! Sorry, I think about my dog every day, and it makes me sad. So I'm happy people have dogs. You better treat your dog good, okay, man? Anyways, oh God, now I'm gonna start crying. God damn it. Thanks for putting your dog in the damn photo. No, I'm just kidding. Really though, as we get closer, you see this guy is not messing around. Not only does he have a Stream Deck, he's got a little baby Stream Deck. This is where I'm a little confused. What did your Stream Deck do in order to get one of those? Don't you need 2 Stream Decks, or are they changing the way the world works where you could just do it by yourself and have a kid? Really though, this is just so cool. So many things light up. You have everything configured so that you can just stream and endless screens, and you have your audio stuff, and it seems like such a cool, especially if it's a basement, such a cool place to hang out and be chill and just have a good time. And that's what I look for in a setup. Like you said, you want something that doesn't have to necessarily be pretty or perfect and configured where it's just like no cable here, no this, no that. It just has to have the accessibility that you want. Really awesome. Someone did say the white keyboard seems a little bit out of place. I agree, but we don't know. He has another keyboard, which again, I don't know. I'm not a fan of like pullouts and stuff like that, but this might be because of his second PC, which this is personal preference, but I feel like this keyboard would be better than that keyboard. So I don't know. This is kind of overkill for your streaming setup. It's like, yeah, this is my keyboard from my streaming computer that I almost never use. Like I just have to press start, but this keyboard costs more than, well, it's Corsair. I don't know. I just sound stupid. I'm going to stop talking. But here's the thing, cable management. He kind of set it up in his email, kind of like it wasn't going to be, not that he said anything specific about cable management, but almost like he wasn't going to, he just made it seem like the setup isn't perfect. But the cable management says otherwise. He really took his time and made it nice. And this is a big problem for a lot of people. When you think about streaming setups, you think about, oh, what if this doesn't work? That doesn't work. I have to replace this and replace that. That is my biggest fear. And this man fully committed to these cables being here. Because if one thing fails, he's going to spend half his day undoing all of this. Now that we're looking at the PC, I do want to mention what some people have said. How do you turn on your PC? Well, it's very easy. You see that dog that he had? Oh shit, there goes my camera. You teach the dog to climb under there and hit it for you. I mean, it's very simple. But also, yeah, he probably just gets down and hits it. I mean, it's not really pretty, I would assume. But yeah, I like it. And another thing I saw is the location is brutal. I'd probably kick it way too much. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. It's not really an ideal position, especially when you have, I guess it's a footrest. It kind of looks more like a headrest or lumbar support for a pillow. But if your feet are quite literally right up against your PC, one day it's going to be the end of your PC. That's all I got to say. But anyways, I do really, really like this setup, and I think you knocked it out of the park with making it your own. And yeah, I mean, people can say what they want, like kind of weird to only have 4 here and then have some here and some here. And yeah, whatever. It's not what it's about. So great job. Totally cool. And I hope your puppy's doing good, man. Final setup of the day, submitted by Matthew, who's 23. He's set up for mostly streaming on Twitch. Now, I'm not going to call you out, but I guess I am. I'm going to call you out. My name is Matt, technically Matthew. I'm 23 years old, and I'm live on Twitch right now. So if you're coming for my spot, be a little more direct, okay? Jeez. No, I'm just kidding. Nice to meet another fellow 23-year-old Matthew. Hope you don't hate your life as much as I hate mine. So taking a look at this setup, very interesting. I want to play a game, though. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Where's Waldo, right? Great game. Great book, I guess. I don't know. I guess they had games, too. Now, we're going to play Where's the Right Speaker? Because I don't see it. And I'm looking pretty hard right now. And all I see is a left speaker. I do, however, see what seems to be a bottle of sorts just chilling on the floor. So that's great. But I don't see the right speaker. So can somebody enlighten me in the chat? Where is this dude's right speaker? I'm looking over. I'm looking to the side. I don't see it. Is it inside of his PC? No. Also looking, let's see, a little bit lower. I see the subwoofer. I don't see it. Let's see. Behind the mic. Is it behind? Oh my God, it's behind the mic. Oh my God, I did not see that. Look at that. If you weren't looking for it, you would not see that. I mean, look at that. Is it easy to see in the first photo? Kind of, not really. Now that I know it's there, I mean, it's a lot easier to see, but wow, that is almost like a mind game. Wow. Thank you so much for pointing that out, chat. I did not know that was there. That would be an issue. Yeah, for sure. Especially because a Blue Yeti is a mic that can just kind of be sitting there and it will be completely usable. I would most likely find a different spot for it. I think your biggest issue with your setup right now is definitely space on your desk. I think a monitor riser would do wonders for you. That way you can actually fit the PlayStation underneath nicely. So raise that up, slide that under, maybe extend your desk with some magical powers. I'm just kidding. But really, if you were to do that and then put the PC on the floor, I think you would have more than enough desk space. I'm not a fan of having like the mix amp and stuff so close to my keyboard, but if that's how you like it, then go for it. But yeah, this is interesting. Maybe I don't even know what my brain still kind of hurts from the fact that speaker was there the whole time. I literally had no idea. Of course, cable management is less than ideal, but if that's all you want to do, then by all means, we're not here to judge, except that's quite literally the point of the show. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. Again, we're seeing boxes to your PC. Not a big fan of that. I would like to see more on the wall. I don't know exactly what this print thing is up at the top, but hopefully it's something interesting. At least you have a clock. That's always something. But for the most part, a lot left to be. It's not my favorite, right? But it's not the end of the world. Like, this is pretty common. The only thing is you're 23, so I'd feel like, you could have at least picked this up before doing the photo. Don't be a bitch, right? Because I'm 23, I'm not a bitch. Well, okay, sometimes I'm a bitch, but if I was going to take photos to submit it, I at least take a minute or two and clean things up. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's all right, but between the monitors, too much on the desk and whatnot, there's a lot to be done still. So you'll figure it out one day, fellow Matt. You'll figure it out. And there you go, guys. Thanks so much for watching episode number 3 of Setup Addicts. Head on over to setupaddicts.com/EP3 to find all of the setups that you saw today with all the products featured in them, especially Ryan. He literally had everything you can imagine linked in his kit. So go on over there, setupaddicts.com/EP3. It'll be linked down below in the description. And be sure to join our Discord, join our Facebook group, and join and follow on all of this stuff right here. Submityoursetup.com if you want to be on the show. Don't be a bitch though, like Matthew, right? do a better job. Just kidding. We're live every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're also going to be on YouTube next week. But if you want to chat, you got to go on over to our Twitch channel. With that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Setup Addicts. Hasta la vista, baby.